So we have those types of examples of acts of prejudice that is within our society today. Now, what I wanted to try to share that for is simply this. Presently, we have a reoccurring pattern that exists within our society of different groups of people that might be a part of antilocution, and they might work well with others, but when they go out into the workforce and they meet someone that might be a particular suspect, something in the subconscious might move them from the antilocution to the whole idea of a physical attack. And then they might unwantingly shoot that person or kill that person. And they would see some things that really didn't happen to try to justify it. But this is the same type of incident when people get together and say, well, we're going to really go to a place in an organized way and do something to some people. So now we're in a society where some people are feeling victimized by this peculiarity of acts on prejudice that might be at the level of antilocution, where they might do a little bit of the avoidance within the workplace and stay away. And then people there might leave with a certain feeling, and that person that avoided might not think they did anything toward that other person at all. And then they might even have a little discrimination that might be going on in the workplace, and everybody might meet and have a donut or coffee, but that person might get this feeling that they are not accepted. And now they will then have some of these acts of prejudice where they might move to then do some physical attacks because what they have personally felt is going on in their life, that they went to school, they tried to assimilate, they learned the language of the dominant group, they're dressing like the dominant group, and they're still not being treated fairly. And then they might go out and then be in a postmodernist age, have some thoughts about something they see in cyberspace, Facebook or whatever, that might make them make a decision to go out and do a physical attack about some other attack that was done against them. So it becomes this kind of an integration of something that is going on that's an act on prejudice that moved into a physical attack by another person that might not think they did it, but they actually did it to that individual.
And so in a real sense, Doctor, we're saying that sociologically, that a person can not have a prejudiced bone in his body, but his relationship with other folks, the kind of conversations that he becomes involved in, can move him from that first act up to the last act simply by the environment and the things that he hears that are said in reference to that group or that individual. Is that what we're saying?
That's what we are saying, and we are not saying 100% of that group. We are saying that in that antilocution, going back to if we can just observe what's going on before us in a national level at political campaigns, how you might have an entire group that might get at the same group that would have done physical attacks. Number 4, Ku Klux Klan, David Duke. Others that will show up because they are feeling depressed within the economic system that they are in, and they are all at the same place. Some will lash out while some will not.
Okay, very good. And what we're going to do, we're going to take this second commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break. A situation where he might run across that first stage, and by simply being in that group, he can move from one